Hey, what's up guys? Void just got a big buff in the balance changes. And now the ranked 55 player in the world is using my main Royal Recruits deck with Void to bust down any defense he faces. Void fires 3 times, and the more cards that are inside the Void, the less damage it does. So opponents will want to block the Void by dropping units inside of it, so then you don't get concentrated damage on one target. The buff made each one of the Void shots fire faster, giving opponents less time to block the Void or units to run out of it. My main Royal Recruits deck loves using Void to eliminate Dark Goblins, Firecrackers, and Princesses, while also having the versatility to clean up bomb towers, buildings, and help damage down ranged units like Executioners, Archer Queens, and Musketeers. Since Log and Arrows got nerfs in the balance changes, bait decks got boosted, which is phenomenal news for Firecracker spammers and Royal Recruits enjoyers. Also in this deck, Void pairs perfectly with arrows. Also, if opponents are trying to block the maximum Void damage, you can clean up their bait cards with arrows. The Void can still hit as hard as possible. It's time to spam our way to success and assert dominance. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of the daily videos. And we're recruiting a ton of love to everyone that's supporting the channel with critter code SirTag. The Void fires 30% faster in between rounds. That makes a very big difference with the opponent trying to respond to your Void. If you're gonna go and drop like a Spear Goblins split and you Void on top of an Archer Queen, the Archer Queen will actually die, which is awesome for me. The thing is, Void cannot completely kill an Archer Queen. You need to get a single Spear Goblin shot. Against a lot of cards that are 5 elixir or more, you are not going to be able to kill it with one Void. I'm going to go in for a Wall Breakers here, and this might be unavoidable for this man to take damage if he doesn't have a building. Oh, he's going to Mega Knight. Okay. I guess the mobile building of Mega Knight is always here for people. I don't want to pop the ability because we're not going to get that much value with the Mighty Miner, but there's a good chance that the Mighty Miner is able to kill a Goblin or something here. Also, Firecracker is way harder to counter with arrows range being decreased. That means that the Firecracker is just going to stay alive on the map for a lot longer. Despite her missing, she is missing twice. Oh my gosh. Do I have the stupidest Firecracker to ever live in Clash? You might even activate King Tower. I'm going to arrows and try to hit something that the opponent might activate King Tower with. He doesn't drop something in the middle like normal people would. Tons of people will drop bait cards there. And if you pre-arrows the bait card, then the Firecracker will retarget onto the tower and you'll feel really good about yourself. I thought he would go bats and activate King Tower, but decided not to do that. Anyway, we're in a pretty bad spot because the killer is running one of the weirder decks I've ever played in Clash. It is a Ram Rider Bats fast cycle deck with Ice Golem. So don't really know what we're playing into with Mega Knight, but it is an adventure to say the least. I'm going to cycle Firecracker on the right side, and usually when you play into a Mega Knight deck, when you're running Royal Recruits, you're not going to be a happy camper. But we might be able to camp out and kill his... Wait, he missed the arrows. He didn't kill the Firecracker because the arrow's radius has changed. And as you guys see, Void cannot completely clean up the Inferno Dragon, but one of the biggest differences or one of the biggest benefits of running Void is you're able to still get decent value in most situations by using enough cards with it, where you can use like either Spear Goblins or Firecracker to get that little bit of damage that you need. We're going to go get a great arrows down on top of the bats, clean those up completely. I think that the Mighty Miner retargets on the Ram Rider and should be able to kill it. At least that's my prophecy. I don't know if it's going to ring true. I guess not. Yeah, it's a little bit hard for us to beat because he is going to have arrows for our Firecracker and he is also going to have Mega Knight for our Royal Recruits, but I'm going to try my hardest and we'll see if we can cook. I'm going to go for Firecracker here on the right side, and we're definitely going to try to get him to go in for a Mega Knight when he doesn't want to. He'll probably Mega Knight on the right. Let's go Mighty Miner here. Let's go arrows on top of the bats just to clean them up faster. And then we're also going to go for Evolved Wall Breakers on the left. I would love to just go and clean up the Mega Knight with this Mighty Miner, so I'm going to go in for the Mighty Miner ability. The Wall Breakers might be able to connect to the tower, and it seems like they do. We're going to recruits at the bridge here, so then hopefully the Mega Knight doesn't kill the Firecracker. Just trying to keep the Firecracker alive as long as possible. We're going to split up most of our stuff on the left side. Then we're going to arrows, because the Dagger Duchess has had a limited amount of arrows, counters in their arsenal. Like, just doesn't have enough ammo for it. And I think we can just Void. Let's go! Bouncing back and beating Mega Knight feels fantastic. I hate playing against people that counter me, but even though the bro had Mega Knight and arrows at mid ladder, you still weren't able to beat my deck. It's not like the Void got insane value there either, but it was able to comfortably clean up Inferno Dragons and 4 elixir cards for a positive elixir trade. All we needed was a single Spear Goblin throw or a little bit of Firecracker spray, and we got a clean cleanup for a positive elixir trade. All right, bro's got Dark Goblin. He's part of the Viking clan. So you know what? Even though you might assume that I would have no arrows in my deck after the nerf, I got it for your Dark Goblins, brother. There's no way that you're running like a Dark Goblin deck with a Tombstone. Most of the time when we see Tombstone, it's going to be Graveyard or it's going to be Lava Hound. But this guy's got Goblin Barrel, so that's interesting. I think with a Firecracker, we could be A-okay here. Don't love cycling that in the back to counter a Goblin, but it is what it is. I should be able to arrows here. Maybe hit all of that. I was kind of dropping my arrows purposely up higher because there's a higher likelihood that he's going to drop cards there to counter the Mighty Miner. But he didn't do it, so it is what it is. All right, he's going to recruit to the river, interestingly enough. I don't know what this deck is. It's a Recruit's Goblin Barrel deck, so I've never seen anything like this with, like, Tombstone. It's an interesting deck for sure. Oh, one of my favorite things to do is going for Void on Princesses or Dark Goblins like this, because it takes 2 shots to kill the Princess or the Dark Goblin, and then the 3rd shot does its maximum damage of Void on the tower, so you get more chip damage that way. So Void does more damage when there's 1 unit, does its max damage. When there's 2 to 4 or 5 units, it does like a little bit less, and then after that, it does its lowest amount of damage for more cards than that. So my editor will have, you know, its damage on the screen here if you guys are interested. But yeah, it's kind of a complicated card. A lot of the cards that Clash Royale have been introducing, or a lot of the newer cards, they are harder to use and they're harder to understand. But I think that's kind of cool as well. Like, sometimes it gives a little bit more depth to the game. It depends. I just like Rune Giant. I do like Void. You guys let me know down in the comment section what cards you've been enjoying, which ones you don't like. Yeah, I'm just interested to hear. I also like Void in its current strength. Like, I think it's good. It doesn't necessarily kill a lot of cards completely. Like, you'll need help. But you can still get positive elixir trades, and it's nice because, I don't know, it adds more possibilities into the game. So we're going to try to go in for a Firecracker directly on top of these recruits and get more chip damage. I think that's going to be ideal, just to force out, you know, another counter that he doesn't want to drop. He's going to arrows, and then he takes damage. Great. We're going to cycle our Mighty Miner in the back. And a lot of people have been asking me, like, what's the #1 tip that you have for newer players or just people in general? I would say, like, the best thing that you can do is try to fight on your side of the map when you can. And then #2, make sure that you don't leak elixir. The worst decision that you could possibly make is making no decision, because if you are hitting 10 elixir consistently, then you are wasting precious elixir that could be spent on free units. You're essentially giving your opponent free positive elixir trades. We're going to cycle recruits here. I don't necessarily think this is like the best decision, but I do want to kill the princess. I should be able to get a better arrows here if we can hit more things at once. Did not hit the other freaking princess, but it was pretty darn close. All right. I dislike the fact that this guy... Oh, that's great. You can go Mighty Miner. Maybe push this. You lost the tombstone, so if we push the Mighty Miner into the tower, we could just win. Oh my goodness. We're to pre-arrow something? If you guys didn't see what I did there, we baited out the tombstone on the right side, and then we went left, pushing the Mighty Miner with the wall breakers to guarantee it could get up to the tower as quick as possible to terrorize our opponent. The man with the drill triumphantly tore down the tower as soon as he touched it. It's kind of funny because it's such stark contrast to the regular miner that squeaky shovel hits barely tickle towers. All right, so Saka Freak. Well, that is an interesting way of spelling your name. We're going to try to kick it and drop our recruits in the back because I would love to just get to the evolution as quick as I can. Also, pro tip, not necessarily that pro of a tip, but if you void on an Archer Queen, you need 1 Spear Goblin shot. So hopefully we can get that. Just 1 Spear Goblin stab or anything on top of that. We're matching into another Mega Knight player. Yes, okay. All right, cool. We were able to do a little bit of damage to the Archer Queen, but I guess it didn't die completely. Maybe it's more than 1 stab. Maybe it's like very slightly more. I'm going to get goblins down, hoping that we were going to be able to isolate the bandit with the goblins, but it didn't necessarily work out. Yo. Oh, that's so frustrating to face. And I also feel compelled to go Goblin Gang here because I can't let those connect. And the daggers are going to replenish. This is probably one of the worst matchups I could have gotten in Clash. Playing to someone that has a Mega Knight deck that's got a really fast cycle, it's hard to win. We kind of got it first game of the day too. And this guy, he really is a freak. He's getting spammy with me right now.
Is somebody gonna match my freak? Is somebody gonna match my nasty?
I want to go for recruits in the back and then probably bait out the Mega Knight in the one side that we don't necessarily care about as much and then defend with a Mighty Miner. If we're able to do that and he doesn't knock back the Mighty Miner, then I think I'm okay. Also, we could maybe go in for like avoid arrows, clean up bats, and then make sure he has no counter to the void. This is fine as well. It's still decent. He's going to lose a lot of the Goblin Gang, and then we could arrows to clean that up. He's just down so much elixir after that, to be honest. I don't necessarily think that was an amazing trade for me to go Goblins in there. I just didn't expect him to Mega Knight on a tower like that because he wasn't getting too much value. Also, the Archer Queen ability is fine because it's not on the side that he wants to go in. We're going to go Goblin Gang last second whenever we can afford it, should be just quick enough to clean that up. He's going to arrows, and then, yeah. The main issue here is the Mega Knight knocking back the Mighty Miner, so then the Mega Knight will retarget onto our tower. So we're going to go in for wall breakers, so then the Mega Knight hopefully doesn't jump. It still does. That's super sucky. It's still part of the game, though, you know? You have to live with it. Maybe the Mighty Miner is able to find its way back on the tower and give us some redemption arc. If he goes Archer Queen in the middle, we're going to 100% void that. He just continuously goes in for Mega Knights. Guess we go Goblin Gang here as well, wall breakers. We can cycle back if we get Goblins down here and then Mighty Miner. Should be able to afford the Mighty Miner just in the nick of time. But yeah, I am able to. Got 30 seconds left on the clock. We have 500 HP on our tower. Every single Mega Knight player that we play into has been a close game out of the 2 that we've matched into. So it's just not that much of a sample size, but it's still kind of funny. We go for a Void here so then we can kill the Archer Queen. It should just straight up die. Not going to stay alive. Any Mega Knights in the last thing to keep the Archer Queen alive there. That's kind of funny. I should be able to defend this with Royal Recruits. And then even if you arrows, it's a-okay for me. I'm able to get bats down on arrows on your bats, actually. And then the Mega Knight just like isolates each individual Royal Recruit. So the Mega Knight evolution is actually very weak against Royal Recruits because usually it's able to hit them all at once, but now it can't. Yeah, here's the moment that we're looking for. We can go for wall breakers with the Mighty Miner, and then he's going to have to Prince in the middle like that, which isn't great. The wall breakers both connect for sure, even if you arrows, which is kind of a bad decision on your end, I would say. And then we're going to go Goblin to the right side because he's going to Mega Knight to the left whenever he can afford it. Okay, I thought he would. He's going to go in for the invisibility, so let's Void. So we're able to kill that a little bit faster. Maybe even clip some of the Goblins if we're lucky. Then we're going to go Goblin Gang because he's down a lot. So as you get momentum, you're able to continuously steamroll the opponent, and it's really hard for them to defend this. In single elixir, it's a lot better for them, but as the game gets later and later, they're going to be a Royal Recruits hater because the Dagger Duchess can't replenish the ammo, and they get dragged down because they have no way of cleaning you up. As long as you keep up the momentum with Royal Recruits in the late game, you'll mash Mega Knight players because they can't match the velocity of your spam. Percy. Okay, all right. I really thought the name was like Cersei from Game of Thrones. Wow, another person that probably has Mega Knight. As soon as we see a Skeleton Barrel with also Dagger Duchess, it's one of two things. Just a really like fast, aggressive log bait deck or Mega Knight. I thought that that would work out for us, but I guess not. Okay, so we're going to let his Firecracker survive and then activate King Tower. I'm going to cycle my Royal Recruits in the back and then use Wall Breakers in this positioning. And this is a very easy King Tower activation where the Wall Breakers don't even get hit and you're able to keep them completely alive, which is awesome. Obviously, they died to the Dagger Duchess with no damage, but it's nice to keep them at full HP. All right, I'm going to arrows here and then just going to be Royal Recruits versus Royal Recruits, it seems. In the late game, it's way better for us to match into people that are running Dagger Duchess because we're able to overwhelm. But in the early stages, when you're playing bait versus bait-ish, it's way worse for you because the Dagger Duchess is able to clean up your Goblins or, you know, your Wall Breakers with you doing no damage to them. So I want the Dagger Duchess to be at 0 ammo so that I can Wall Breakers a little bit more comfortably, and that should both connect. So now I'm in a spot where I can kick back, relax, and wait for my opponent to spam into me because first off, the matchup is better for me in the later part of the game. Number 2, I love when we're up and having a frantic opponent spamming freakily all of their elixir and just trying to be desperate.
It's just fun watching a desperate opponent just randomly spam their entire elixir bank into you.
So that's what I'm hoping to have happen because the ball is literally in his court to make the right play. I'm going to Firecracker here and I want to just kill his Firecracker with the Goblin Gang because I think the Goblins will be able to split up. And even if you pop ability, it's just like not cleaning it all up. Could arrows, dang, I might have been better off arrowing. But yeah, nah, it would have been better. I was trying to play Devil's Advocate. There's no Devil's Advocate there. I'll get Goblins down right as they're about to spawn Skellies so then we can save our arrows. See, I'm so stingy with my arrows. I just don't want to drop it because I want to use it on offense. Ooh, the Mighty Miner tanking means that we get both of those to connect. And then again, dude is desperately spamming into me. He's in a dire strait. But now, this is the best arrows value that we could have gotten. Cleaning up wall breakers and all of that is insane. And then I can Void directly on the Firecracker. I wonder if it's going to kill it in 2 shots. Yeah, even though it's an evolved Firecracker, easily shut down. That's the thing. Cheap cost cards like Princess, Dark Goblin, Firecracker, they don't do so hot when they're playing into the brain rot strategy of using Void. So it's unavoidable for them to stay alive and miss the Void shot. All right. Maybe we can go in for Goblin Gang here. He'll probably pre-spell. Yeah, that's what I would have done too. I think that we still kill one of the wall breakers. No, they both connected. I don't know how that happened. I thought that like a wall breaker at low HP when there's a King Tower helping, it should get killed first, but for whatever reason, my King Tower just did not want to help at all. Anyway, he's not going to have Firecracker back in cycle for a little bit, but now this game is going to get a little bit more spicy. I'm going to go for a Void on the Firecracker when he gets it, which is fine. I like using Void on that so that we can arrows more liberally on offense. It just feels a lot better. We're going to try to Mighty Miner on this, and then we'll arrows on the Dark Goblin so we can clean that up. We got to kill the Dark Goblin because it's going to be a problem. That is the main card that I just don't want to see. Should be good to go. I'm going to get Goblins down here on defense. So when that spawns, we're to get Goblins, and we should clean up without that much damage. Even if you arrows, you're taking damage from the wall breakers. That's crazy. Crazy work, my guy. I think that you're likely dead here to the Spear Goblins. I don't think you're defending that. You're just down so much and you have no dagger dodges ammo, so I think that you're screwed. GG, well played, and peace out, brother. Pleasure beating another Royal Recruits fellow, and maybe encouraging this man to put Mega Knight in his Royal Recruits deck. Unironically, I think that's what a ton of players do. When they get frustrated losing against a certain thing, they mutilate and create some Frankenstein creation that destroys that certain deck. So maybe we scarred Spursy to never lose against Royal Recruits again. From my experience, getting overwhelmed by a Goblin gang at the bridge is one of the worst feelings in the game. Just watching your pathetic Dagger Duchess not being able to do any damage to them. Here we go, work hard. All right, well, we're gonna play hard out here, dropping our wall breakers because fortunately, we finally don't match into Dagger Duchess. It's a miracle. He is not gonna be able to cook up a counter. In fact, he takes 2 big freaking breakers to the face. So yeah, usually wall breakers can't connect into the Dagger Duchess meta that we're matching into, but a little bit different here, I guess. Dude is gonna be running Electro Dragon deck. We don't even get to kill the Electro Dragon completely, but if we arrows, not good enough, eh? Thought that was good. I thought the defense was pretty solid, but I guess not good enough. Dude just spammed all of his stuff and got a very valuable trade. He's doing LOL too. What a toxic player. You hate to see people like this get rewarded, but I gotta beat him. Man, if I had just done that a little bit faster, I think it would have been a nice play for us. Barbs are the best answer in the game to Royal Recruits, man. That's just so unlucky for me. Dang. Yeah, if you just Barbs in the middle, it's a +2 trade for him every single time. At least he randomly dropped an Electro Dragon because he's probably not that good at the game, but see what we can do. He is spending a lot of elixir here. I'm going to go Mighty Miner since it's not going to be spellable. Yeah, I knew he had arrows, so I just didn't want to waste more elixir here. I think that he's going to give me enough to drop recruits before he's back to Barbs. And then we can maybe cook him. That's what we need to do. We need to just play better than this bro to beat him. And I think we are playing decently now. All right, we're going to pop the ability. So the recruit will tank for the Mighty Miner so we can keep that alive. So potentially 3-crown contention. That's what we want. We want to 3-crown you. You don't deserve to even come close in this game, man. You all in at the start. You gave us so much elixir. Wow. Yeah, we got to give him the 21 emote. I don't do this often, guys. But when I do, it is 1,000,000% deserved. Imagine saying that your name is work hard and you do the easiest, most toxic thing at the start, take a tower, and then LOL thinking you've won. That is 100% karma slapping you in the face. Void the like button, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.